Khanh Nguyen, chef and part owner of Sunda and Aru, is here today to show us a magnificent Vietnamese-style rice dish.
Yeah, so it's a crispy rice salad, lots of herbs, beautiful dressing, and you know, it's a warm and cold salad together.
I love Vietnamese food, and I love learning about new varieties of Vietnamese food. It's not all about pho and
banh mi. Yeah.
There's special dishes just like this one.
Yes, that's
How can I start?
So I'll get you to make the dressing first,
Sure,
and then you
yes.
can pick the herbs. You can see there's a lot of herbs there to pick.
And what's in the dressing?
So the dressing's basically a nuoc chum dressing. So
Yes.
that's kind of a dressing that's used for a lot of different things, used as dipping sauces, dressing for salads, for rice. So it's fish sauce based, there's sugar, usually like equal amounts.
Okay.
And then there's also vinegar, something acidic, vinegar, lime juice or lemon juice. Today we're using vinegar.
Okay.
Bit of water to take away that harshness of the fish sauce. And we've got some local made chili oil here, which is my absolute favourite. So I'm just gonna get you to do the dressing and then pick the herbs and I'll get
Yes.
onto the rice salad.
Okay.
So this is a steamed jasmine rice. It's been cooked for about half an hour. Still warm, we're gonna add butter and a bit of coconut oil. Everyone likes a bit of a rich salad. Doesn't always have to be healthy.
This is healthy.
Yeah,
There's
definitely.
lots of greens
Yeah.
in there.
So that goes in, and then we're gonna also add some fried shallots, bit of black pepper, and then we're going to chop these herbs up. So we've got some spring onions and we've got some coriander. Put them both together, chop it up.
So it's not as simple as stirring the rice. You're going to be frying this also.
Yeah, so we're gonna boil it up into balls.
Yep.
And then we're gonna deep fry it until it's nice and crispy.
Yes.
And then we're gonna break that up. So you got nice soft rice, crispy rice. It's nice and warm. You got your pomelo over the top. It's gonna be so good.
Now, everyone's talking about your two fantastic restaurants. Is this on the menu?
This, we've got a version of it on the menu.
Yes.
A bit of a richer version.
Right.
So this is quite similar to it, a bit fresher, a bit more light. It's probably good for breakfast, lunch and dinner, this one. Whereas the other one I'll probably just eat for dinner. All right, so I'm gonna mix that up.
And talk to me about the herbs we have over here. This one in particular is quite interesting.
So that's a sawtooth coriander. So it's got a similar flavour profile to coriander, but it's less harsh, I'd say. It's a bit more subtle.
Yep.
It's a bit fresher, a bit lighter. And then we've got rice paddy herb, which is not that common, but used a lot in Vietnamese cooking. It grows around the rice paddies. Tastes like cumin, doesn't it?
I was just about to say, I'm like, what is that taste? And it's the cumin in it. And for these, I can just pick them off just like that, I guess.
Now, we're actually going to chop the stalks in with this one as well.
Use the stalks too.
Yeah, the stalks is actually
Fantastic.
delicious.
Okay, I'll do that for you.
Okay, so all the herbs are mixed in, the butter's melted, the coconut oil is nicely melted and evenly coated as well. I'm just gonna roll it up into balls now. So you want it nice and tight, just so it doesn't fall apart in the oil, as tight as you can get it. And it doesn't have to be perfect balls because we're gonna crush it up later anyway.
Nice.
All right, we're just gonna make the second one and I'll probably make 3 or 4, depending on how hungry you are.
4, let's go 4.
Let's go 4. All right, so I'm gonna slice up the jackfruit now.
So jackfruit, where can you find jackfruit?
I'm fine with just using canned or jarred jackfruit sitting in brine. It's quite easy to find now because it's in like the local supermarket, local Asian grocery store. It's quite common, yeah.
Yeah. So that's all the herbs. Would you like me to put them in that
Yeah,
bowl
let's
there?
go in the bowl.
Okay.
And if you want to just pass the Warrigal Greens over.
Yes. Now let's talk about these Warrigal Greens. I love them. An Australian native.
Yes, so it's quite salty.
Yes. And it's so good for you too.
It is really good for you. It's another version of spinach, pretty much. Yeah.
Exactly.
So we'll fry our rice balls. So the oil is hot enough. It's at 180 degrees.
Yep.
We're just going to reinforce these balls and tighten them up a bit more, and then we're just going to gently drop it in. So we're going to fry it for approximately 3 minutes until it's golden brown and nice and crispy.
And if they fall apart a little bit, that's okay because you're reforming them, and when they cool on the plate, then they will keep their shape.
Yeah, so the butter and the coconut oil is just going to kind of firm up and hold a bit better. All right, now that's in. I'm going to start the pomelo for the salad.
So this is a pomelo. It looks like a giant grapefruit, very similar to a grapefruit.
Very similar, a bit more bitter, I'd say.
Yes.
Sometimes it can be quite sweet, but we don't want any of that pith because that pith is super bitter. So what we're going to do is just pull out that flesh.
Yeah, so just pull that apart.
Yeah, and I think just a couple of wedges should be plenty. Look at the
that
colour on
one.
that. Yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah, and it's just easy as pulling it.
Yeah, simple. Watch for the seeds, because again, the seeds can be quite bitter as well.
And this just gets tossed through the salad, but it's that acidity that we're after, isn't that right?
I think that should be enough.
That's enough? Okay.
Yeah, we'll just break it up a bit further and we'll mix it in with the herbs.
Okay.
Beautiful.
I'll put that with the herbs.
Yep, I'll just check out this rice. So some of this rice is broken up, but that's fine. Because at the end of the day, it is a crispy rice salad that we're going to break up anyway.
Sure.
So we're just going to fry it for a bit longer until it's golden. Not quite there yet. And then we're going to drain it on some paper towel. In the meantime, we're just going to stir fry the jackfruit and the Warrigal Greens. We're just going to do it dry because we just want to warm it up. We're not really trying to get any caramelization on it.
Yep.
Warm it up, let the Warrigal Greens wilt a bit. And having it cooked, it kind of takes away that harshness as well.
Okay.
So almost there now.
It's almost seasoning that jackfruit because it is so salty, so when you bite into it and you mix them together, it's going to be perfectly balanced.
Yes.
All right, so we've got all our herbs, Pomelo, our gorgeous gnocchi mum, a big bowl to put everything together.
Yeah. I'm going to just drain the rice now. It's been about 3 to 4 minutes. It's super crispy, nice and golden. So we'll drain on paper towel, and in the meantime, I'll just get you to mix everything else together.
Okay, so we're going to add the Warrigal Greens, and they can go in along with the jackfruit and these herbs. Just tear them. Smells so good already. And it's really important to get that rice quite crispy because the texture component of it makes it, right?
And when the dressing soaks into it, it'll be soft and crispy all at once. Yeah, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah. All right, in it goes.
So, a bit of dressing in there.
Okay, how much dressing?
Probably about 4 or 5 spoons, depending on how tasty you want it. Okay. See how the rice, you've still got the soft bits, you've got the crispy bits. So we're just going to break it up. And that's going to go in. So we've got some chives and some salmon roe to garnish as well. So we're going to toss this up, make sure it's evenly coated in that dressing. All right, so we're just going to give it a quick taste before we plate it, just to make sure there's enough dressing.
Sure. I'm going to too.
Yeah. I think a little bit more dressing would be nice. Yeah.
But gee, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
One. If you've got more dressing, don't throw it out because pop it in a jar.
Yeah.
That chili oil that we added to that.
Yeah, such good chili oil.
So good.
All right, so we're going to plate it just straight in the middle of the plate. All right, so straight over the top. All that rice soaked up, all that dressing, that's going to be nice. And then we're going to garnish it with a bit more pomelo and herbs. Just break that up over the top.
Very nice.
Then chives over the top.
Because we don't have enough herbs in this dish already.
Yeah. Not enough different herbs, should I say.
That's right.
And then, if you want to just pass me a spoon for the salmon roe. You want to be very generous with the salmon roe.
Right.
Just because it adds a richness to the dish.
So good. It's like a very elaborate side dish, but, I mean, what would you serve that with?
You can have this as a main course.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually really delicious because there's so many textures and flavours going on. Lots of different herbs. I'll eat that as main course anytime.
All right, well, let's do it. One for me, one for you.
Thank you.
Let's have a try. Just gonna get a bit of that rice and definitely some of the
that salmon roe.
Salmon roe.
Yeah.
And you're right, there is so much going on. You wouldn't do it justice always to have it as a side. You want it as that main hero dish.
Most definitely.
Khanh, thank you so much.
Thank you.